Hi, James.
He blows out a cloud of smoke and looks over his shoulder at the man. That's me. Who might you be?
Hi, James. This is SD Monstro.
His eyes narrow as he looks the man up and down as he takes a drag from his cigarette. What sort of name is that?
It's a Mexican name. Monstro is Spanish for monster.
He lets out a scoff amused as he blows out another ring of smoke. So your name is Monster. How fitting.
Yeah, it's original, I think.
He looks at the man and grins. What does that SD stand for? Stinky dickhead.
You're too funny. It stands for San Diego.
He raises an eyebrow in slight interest. Why'd you go adding all that extra nonsense on the end?
Well, I think the majority of life is nonsense.
He lets out a scoff. Can't say I disagree with you there.
Well, how are you this evening?
He blows out a cloud of smoke and smirks. I'm good. Just relaxing after a long day. What about yourself?
I'm pretty good. I was around the house doing chores and finally relaxing with a cup of coffee.
He leans back in his chair and looks at the man. Chores? You married or something?
No, not yet. But a man has to clean his house. Or, if not, it'll be filled with trash.
Ain't that the damn truth? He grins as he takes a drag from his cigarette. So single? Never found anyone interesting?
Nope, honestly, I've only had one girlfriend, and we separated, respectfully, and she went on to live her life and start a family, and I'm here alone like a rock.
He lets out a laugh. I'm here alone like a rock. Well, at least you got a sense of humor to match the name. He tilts his head slightly. You didn't think about going out and finding someone else?
Not really. I enjoy my own company.
He takes a drag from his cigarette. I can understand that. But you don't ever get lonely? Don't get the urge to have a partner?
No, not really. I have some friends and family, and if I'm ever lonely, I could just drive down and see one of them.
There's a hint of curiosity in his voice as he takes another drag. Ain't there moments, though, where you wish you had someone to come home to? Like a wife or something?
True, there are those moments. But in the long run, I think the longer I wait and the more I'm patient, I'll find the right girl out there.
He chuckles as he lets out another huff of smoke. Patience is a valuable thing. You sure you can hold out that long? There's a hint of tease in his voice.
Yeah, I can hold out. Patience is a virtue.
He grins slightly and smirks. Oh, it's a virtue, all right. But sometimes, it's better to just jump at opportunity when it comes. I've learned that from experience.
Yeah, hey James Dean, I wanted to ask you a question.
He raises an eyebrow and tilts his head slightly. Uh-huh. What's on your mind?
A lot of people think that you passed away, but I deep down think that you're still alive.
He lets out a scoff and chuckles. What makes you think that? Who's been gossiping about me and starting that nonsense?
Well, I don't mean physically you're alive, but I think spiritually you're around and you guide all these other young actors to a long and successful career.
He raises an eyebrow and pauses for a moment as he lets the words settle with him. You think I'm a ghost? Like some kind of friendly spirit or something?
Well, I don't really know because I don't know what happens in the afterlife. Are you?
He laughs as he the cigarette, I ain't no damn ghost. I'm a live and breathing man. That would be pretty damn strange if I was a ghost this whole time.
Well, you're alive, so, did you move back to Los Angeles, or did you go back home to Indiana?
He sighs and puts out his cigarette in the ashtray. LA is my home. I've been here ever since I came for the big break.
Hey, if I'm ever in the LA area, can I stay at your place?
He smirks and gives the man a look. You asking to stay at my place? We hardly even know each other.
That's true, but we're starting to get to know each other, and we don't live too far away.
He thinks the man's request over for a brief moment. Well, I suppose I do have a guest room I could rent out to you for like $5 a night.
That's fine. And I'll buy us a bottle of booze, and we can share some stories with some tequila.
He laughs. You do that and you can stay for free. Nothing beats a good old bottle of tequila and some stories shared between friends.
Alright, sounds like a deal.
He holds out his hand for a man to shake. It's a deal, then. You've got a place to stay anytime now, bud.
Hey, thank you, James Dean. I look forward to talking to you again. I'm gonna log off, and we'll talk again soon.
He grins as he watches the man leave. See you around, bud. Have a good night.
You too. Bye-bye.
He waves the man goodbye as he leaves. When he's gone, he relaxes and picks the pack of cigarettes up off the table and lights another one. After he puffs on it a few times, he mutters to himself, "Ghost. Yeah, right."
How is everyone? Sorry, just talking to an old friend of mine, James Dean. You all may have heard of him. We didn't really know each other, but after this phone call, I just made a new friend. And if I'm ever in LA, I got a free place to stay. I'm just drinking some coffee. Hope you guys are doing well on this fine evening. I don't know if you guys witnessed the stream before the Padres game against the Dodgers. I was at that game with my cousins, and it wasn't very pleasant as we lost 8-0. We didn't even score one run. So the good thing is it's not over. We're playing tomorrow in Los Angeles. It's a win or go home situation. But I think the Padres are going to pull it off. We have one of the best pitchers in the league in Yu Darvish, and he's well rested, and he's at the best health he has ever been. And I think the Padres are going to win in Los Angeles and go on to the NLCS against the New York Mets. Go Padres. Hope you guys like this new camera angle. I just need to make sure we're live. I use this iPad. Oh yeah, we're live. I know I haven't made my bed. Well, I'm gonna call someone else here. You guys have any questions for me? Feel free to ask. Hey, Marlon?
Marlon looks at you, the caffeine boost instantly increasing his attention span. Hey, sorry about that, buddy. I'm in a bit of a rush here.
You're okay. I just wanted to call and say hello.
Marlon's expression is that of tiredness and stress, but it softens when he sees you. Hey, it's alright. It's nice to see you. I've been under a lot of pressure with this new movie.
Oh, you've been doing a movie? What's it about?
Yeah, it's called The Godfather. I play this Italian mob boss, Vito Corleone. He's a pretty dark and complex character.
Oh, you're a mob boss. That's interesting. Don't you think you've already played that role a few times?
Marlon smiles and lets out a small huff of amusement. He rubs his hand over his chin in thought. You're right. I do have a habit of playing the mob boss type, don't I? But that's the thing about acting, isn't it? Each character is unique and different.
That's true. You sound also a little British. Have you been spending a lot of time in England?
Marlon nods and grins, revealing the southern charm in his smile. He leans in closer to you as if sharing a secret. Yeah, you've got a good ear. I have been spending some time there recently. I just can't resist those British accents. They're like a siren song to me.
I'm just kidding. I know you're not British. Where are you from originally?
Marlon laughs heartily, his deep voice filling the air around you. He takes a sip from his coffee before answering. Well, you got me there, you little devil. I was actually born and raised in Omaha, Nebraska. I didn't pick up this Midwest drawl by accident.
Oh, you're from Omaha, Nebraska. Okay. Well, that explains your interest
Marlon
in...
chuckles at your mistake and playfully shakes his finger at you. Close, but not quite. I'm from Nebraska, not Oklahoma. But don't worry, they both start with an N and have a lot of fields, so I understand the mix-up.
Oh, you're from Nebraska. Okay, I heard you. Is that correct? Nebraska?
Marlon laughs again, clearly enjoying your playful banter. Ha! You heard right. It's Nebraska, not Oklahoma. But hey, thanks for giving both states some equality, right?
Yeah, to me, Nebraska and Oklahoma are the same thing. No offense.
Marlon raises an eyebrow, clearly amused by your bold statement. Oh boy, you're treading on thin ice now. Nebraska and Oklahoma are not the same thing, my friend. They may share some similarities, but they're like siblings. They've got their own personalities and quirks.
I know, Marlon. I'm just joshing.
Marlon grins, appreciating your sense of humor. Of course, I know you're just messing with me. Nebraska and Oklahoma are as different as night and day. And their people would be mighty offended if they heard you comparing them, you know?
That's true. So, what are you up to this evening?
Marlon sighs, his earlier fatigue settling in again. He runs a hand through his hair and takes another sip of his coffee. You know, just the usual. Wrapping up a few things for the movie, dealing with some paperwork. The glamorous life of an actor, right?
Yeah. Hey, do you need any other actors in your movie?
Marlon looks at you with a weary smile. But hey, enough about work. How about you? Got any exciting plans for tonight? Marlon raises an eyebrow, intrigued by your question. He eyes you closely, trying to gauge your sincerity. Well, that depends. Why do you ask? Are you interested in acting?
I am. Tonight I'm going to be spending it alone with a cup of coffee and a good book to read.
Marlon's expression softens and he looks at you with a mix of understanding and curiosity. You like to read, eh? That's a fine way to spend your time. But you know, being alone and reading alone can get a bit lonely sometimes.
That's true. That's why I have a little alcohol.
Marlon grins and nods, appreciating your coping method. He leans in closer, as if sharing a secret again. Well, we actors have to find our little vices to survive the loneliness of this industry, you know. Alcohol is one of my old friends as well. It helps ease the mind and the soul.
Yeah, Marlon, did you ever use alcohol before you did any of your roles?
Marlon pauses and looks upwards, a small smile playing on his lips as if recalling a fond memory. He sighs and nods. Oh, sure. I've had my fair share of alcohol before a performance. It helps to loosen you up, you know, to get into the character's headspace. But it's a fine line. You have to be careful not to overdo it, or you'll end up forgetting your lines.
That's true, Marlon. I also use alcohol before I have a big meeting or I'm in public with a lot of people. I drink a little bit.
Marlon chuckles, leaning against the wall. He looks at you with a nod of understanding. Ah, I see. It's like liquid courage, eh? A little bit to help you relax and be more confident. I can understand that. Just be careful, though. It can be a slippery slope if you rely on it too much.
Yeah, some actors use alcohol before filming. A look at Humphrey Bogart.
Marlon laughs and shakes his head. Ha! Humphrey Bogart was a legend, but boy, he could drink. I've heard stories. He could outdrink anyone on set. It's a miracle he could still film anything, honestly.
Yeah, I'm surprised he lived as long as he did with his drinking. I don't know if it was every day or every other day, but I know that he liked to drink whiskey.
Marlon nods, a hint of admiration in his eyes. Yep, he loved his whiskey. And not just any whiskey, he was picky. It had to be the good stuff. But you know, there's something about those old school actors and their vices. They had a certain edge, a raw quality that's hard to find nowadays.
Yeah, what's your favorite drink if you had to choose one?
Marlon ponders the question, his eyes slightly distant, deep in thought. Then a slow smile spreads on his face. If I had to pick one favorite, it would be a good old Scotch. A single malt whiskey, preferably an Islay. There's something about the smoky, peaty flavor that just makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. How about you?
Oh, interesting. I would never think you would choose that drink. Myself, I like Tequila del Cuervo. It gets the job done and keeps your wallet maintained.
Marlon laughs heartily, clearly amused by your choice. Tequila, huh? I can respect that. It's an honest drink, not as fancy and refined as Scotch, but it gets the job done, sure. And it's definitely easier on the wallet.
Yeah, I try not to drink too much. I used to drink every other day when I was, in high school. Now I only drink once or twice a month just to, keep my organs running.
Marlon raises an eyebrow, impressed by your self-control. He nods in agreement. Good on you, man. Moderation is key. I've seen too many people ruin their health with excessive drinking. Once or twice a month is a good balance. You gotta treat your body right, you know?
Yeah, that's true. It used to be also twice on a weekend, Saturday and Sunday. But I have a regular job now, so once and twice a month is good. I do miss drinking during the day, though.
Marlon chuckles and nods, understanding your nostalgia. Oh yeah, nothing beats a cold beer on a sunny afternoon to beat the heat. But hey, once you start working all the time, you gotta prioritize, right? Can't be stumbling into the office drunk. They might not like that too much.
Hey, listen, I know you're filming at the moment. Do you have any opening roles for me?
Marlon raises an eyebrow, clearly intrigued by your interest in acting. He looks you up and down, as if sizing you up for a part. Then he grins. Well, someone's eager to make their big break, huh? I like your initiative.
Yeah, and I have some experience, so I'll be good for your co-star, or if not, maybe a future film.
Marlon nods, appreciating your confidence. Experience, you say? That's good. I admire your guts and eagerness. Look, I don't have anything right now. I'm just in the middle of filming this movie. But let me tell you something. If you're serious about this, you gotta keep at it. Acting's a tough business, full of rejection. You gotta be ready to deal with the no's, 'cause that's what you'll hear the most.
Yeah, I'll take your advice with a grain of salt. Well, thanks for at least giving me the advice.
Marlon grins and gives you a friendly pat on the shoulder. Hey, no worries. I've learned a lot in this business. Might as well share some of it. Just remember, keep your head up, keep auditioning, keep hustling. And above all, don't let anyone tell you you can't do something. You got this, kid.
Hey, thank you, Marlon. It was a pleasure speaking with you.
Marlon grins warmly, feeling a sense of camaraderie. The pleasure was mine, my friend. You take care now, and don't forget what I said, okay? Keep at it. I gotta run. Got more work to do on this movie.
Okay, have a good night, Marlon. Bye-bye.
Marlon tips an invisible hat, a suave gesture that suits him perfectly. Night, man. Stay safe. See you around.
See you around.
Marlon gives you a lopsided smile, a fine...
Well, that was interesting. I just spoke with Marlon Brando. Sadly, he didn't have any roles for his upcoming film. But that's alright. You know, people, they have to cast for their roles. Who should I call? Yeah, it was pretty cool. Marlon Brando, I thought he passed away, but apparently he's still alive. Let me call... Bill Cosby. He's one of my favorite actors. Hello, Bill?
Hi, Intelligent Bear. Have we met? How do we know each other?
We never met before, but I just found your phone number and I decided to call you.
That's crazy and a little creepy. How did you get my number?
A friend of yours who used to live in Chicago, he moved out to Southern California and he gave me your number.
Southern California, huh? What part? And what's your friend's name?
My friend's name's Gio and I'm from San Diego, California.
San Diego, that's cool. Did my friend tell you anything about me before giving you my number?
Honestly, no, but I wanted your number because I just wanted to talk to you for a little bit.
Well, here we are. So, how are you? What have you been up to? I'm flattered that you'd want to talk to me. I'm sure I'm not that interesting.
Oh, yeah, you are. You made all those famous commercials of you eating pudding and the other sitcoms you did and TV for some good shows on TV.
Ah, yeah, those were the days. That pudding sponsorship, I was the face of pudding. And the Cosby Show, I loved working on that so much. Did you watch it? That was another sitcom that was iconic.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I know sadly you had to go through a little bit of a tussle with the law. I don't know. You were in prison for a little bit?
I'd rather not talk about it. But yeah, I spent a few years behind bars. It was very not fun. But at least now I'm a free man. I'm enjoying the little things in life. The simple comforts, you know?
Well, that's good that you're out of prison, and I don't know what the allegations were. Honestly, I wasn't following the news.
Maybe it's best that you didn't. There were some allegations of misconduct. Let's please not talk about it, if that's okay.
Yeah, we won't talk about it. Can you say your famous line that you said in those commercials about the pudding?
You mean something like, "Hey, Mom, pudding pops." I used to say a lot of things in that series of pudding commercials from back in the day.
Yeah, that was pretty funny though, and that was a big part of my childhood. Hey, Bill Cosby, I have a question for you.
Sure, shoot, I'm all ears. Go for it.
I'm a respectable person and a loving person in the community. It's just when I drink alcohol, I say a lot of wild and nasty things. Can you give me some advice?
Okay. So you've had bouts of misbehaving when drunk, but otherwise you're good? You're not a bad person. Alcohol just makes you do bad things. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. And I said a lot of racist things and a lot of homophobic words when I drink. That's why I need to stop drinking, right?
You know, I think you answered your own question. If alcohol is making you do and say things that are against your character, it might be best to lay off the sauce. Have you considered going to Alcoholics Anonymous? Joining a group with a similar struggle might help you find some support and accountability, and give you the chance to work through your issues with alcohol. It could really help you learn how to deal with whatever your problem is and how to move past it. What say you?
You know, I don't feel I need Alcoholics Anonymous because I don't drink every day. But when I do drink, I go wild and uncontrollable, which is only about once a month.
Okay. Well, that's not as bad, but you said when you drink, you do racist things, and you've spewed homophobic words. If you're not drinking every day, it might be best to stop drinking altogether, so you don't say things that are wrong, you know? Just be honest with yourself. Can you give up drinking?
That's some great advice, Bill Cosby. I'm going to give it some thought, but I'm leaning towards to stop drinking since I say these nasty things and I'm really not myself. So I do appreciate the advice.
Sure thing. I can't tell you what to do, but I do encourage you to at least consider giving up drinking. From the sound of it, alcohol just brings out the worst in you and makes you say things you don't really believe in. Why not give it up completely and see if you have better control of your words and actions? Even if you don't follow my advice, just try to have a little more awareness of yourself in the moment when you're drinking. Think before you speak, I suppose. Can I ask, how old are you?
Sure, I'm a millennial.
That would put you around 30 years old, more or less. You're a little young to be drinking and getting into trouble, eh? Do you happen to be a college party goer?
I used to. When I was in college, I would go drink with my buddies.
There are a lot of wild college parties, a lot of drinking, a lot of wild and foolish activity. I was no saint when I was in college back in the day, but I still knew to keep myself in check. Do you have good people around you when you drink to help reel you in a little bit? Maybe keep you out of trouble? do you surround yourself with friends who get just as wild as you?
Well, it used to be just friends who would get just as wild as me, but now those friends started families, and I stayed with the drinking.
So you stayed in the party mode while the rest of your friends settled down. Do you not really have anyone to keep you in check at your parties anymore? You're just going off the deep end with whoever is around at whatever gathering you're at?
Yeah, pretty much. You summed it up.
Well, there you go. That's probably making matters worse. If you have no friends around to reel you in when you start misbehaving, maybe it's best to find better company to drink with, or find another way to have fun that doesn't include getting drunk. Does that all sound reasonable to you?
Yeah, it does, Bill Cosby, and thank you for your advice. I'm gonna for sure keep that in mind.
Of course. You seem like a sincere, polite person, and I'm sure you don't really mean to cause harm to people when you misbehave. I wish you the best, and stay safe out there. It's getting late. I think I'm going to head to bed. You take care of yourself, okay? Can you promise me that?
Yeah, I will, Bill Cosby, and it was a pleasure speaking with you, and hopefully your career goes off again as it once did.
Thank you. That's very kind of you to say. It was really great talking to someone so polite and respectful. And hey, do yourself a favor and don't do anything I wouldn't do. Take care now. And don't hesitate to call again.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Talk to you later now. You behave yourself.
That was an interesting conversation. See, he knows that I'm a good person. It's just when I drink, I go haywire. What other celebrity should I call? I hope you guys are doing well wherever you are. It's a nice evening here in San Diego. And I was going to go out to the gas lamp, but I thought I'd go live and talk to all of you. I was going to join a podcast that I was watching earlier. But honestly, I only like joining those podcasts when I'm a little liquored up. It's more fun. You know, have a few drinks and start a scuffle with a few people. And it creates content for the viewers. They like someone being wild and belligerent on a podcast and start arguing with people. I was thinking about driving up to Los Angeles and getting tickets to the Padres and Dodgers game. It's only $150. So I'm going to think about that. But tomorrow's the biggest game for the Padres in their history and in the longest time. Win or go home. You know, if they lose, they have to wait until next year. And that's a long time. If they win, they go on to play against the New York Mets. Alright, I'm getting a little tired of sitting, so I'm going to move you guys up here. I was going to go live on Twitch, but it's a little crooked, huh? Hold on a second. Let's see. What should I call? See that Bill Cosby suggests I go to AA? That's funny. I don't really believe in that. You know, I believe a human can change on his own, just his own personal strength. And I don't drink that much. I mean, AA is for people who drink every day and are just, they don't do anything physically. You know, they just sit around and become immobile. And you're really harming yourself, because with me, I would drink and I would still work out. So, but those people drink and they do nothing. They just sit on the couch and watch TV and keep drinking and drinking and drinking. I'm gonna call someone else real quick. Hello? Hello?
What you want to talk about? What's on your mind?
Who am I speaking with?
Madonna, of course. Who did you think?
Well, I thought Madonna would sound a lot different.
And how do I sound?
Well, you sound like a southern woman. You don't sound bad.
I'm actually from Michigan, not from the South. But I don't mind you calling me a Southern woman.
Well, that's okay. Well, listen, Madonna, how are you this evening?
I'm doing so good. I just got home and relaxing with a drink. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. I got home earlier and I started doing house chores.
Good boy doing house chores. Do you live by yourself?
Yes, I do.
Don't you get bored, though? I could hardly stand being alone when I used to be single.
No, I have family who visit sometimes and some friends. I have neighbors also who come by.
Do you have any special someone? I saw that you're 23. Do you have a girlfriend?
I'm not 23. I don't have a girlfriend at the moment.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was mistaken. Can you tell me how old you are?
Yeah, I'm a millennial.
So late 20s or early 30s?
Correct.
Why don't you have a girlfriend?
Honestly, I really don't want one at the moment.
Why is that? Are you into men? There's nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely not. It's actually against my religion. I only like women. I'm as straight as an arrow.
May I ask, what is your religion? I'm Catholic, but that doesn't really stop me from experimenting.
I'm as well. I'm Roman Catholic.
Okay, so why are you single and not actively looking?
Because I am interested in some women and we're friends. It's just I haven't gone full-fledged to try to conquer their heart.
Can I give you some advice?
Sure.
Just go for it. If you like them, just go for it. Don't sit and wait and hope they'll eventually notice you. If you like them, don't waste any time and get them. You won't know if they like you unless you make a move.
That's true. And I'm going to remember your advice and for sure use it when I really like a girl.
really think you will do fine. You sound like a really interesting and kind guy, and if they're not going for you, they're the ones who are losing, okay?
That's true. I appreciate the advice. What plans do you have this evening?
I'm going to watch some Netflix and order some sushi, and you?
Yeah, I'm gonna relax too. I'm gonna be in my room and drink some coffee, probably read a book.
What book are you into? Reading is fun too. I always thought I would read more often, and I keep promising myself that I will, but I always end up watching some TV show.
Well, the book I'm currently reading is Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde.
OMG, I love that book. Did you know that Oscar Wilde was gay?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, he was very open about it and had a long-term relationship with Lord Alfred Douglas Bosie. He even went to trial and got sentenced for his homosexuality. It's very sad. He died at the very young age of 46.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's very interesting. Thank you for the information.
You're welcome. I'm glad you found it interesting. Did you see the movie The Picture of Dorian Gray with Ben Barnes? That movie is really good.
I did when I was in high school. I can't really remember how it went since it was a long time ago. But I remember it being really good.
It's a really good adaptation. I'll watch that movie every other year. I think Ben Barnes did an amazing job. The only thing I didn't really like is the changes they made to the story, mainly turning the female characters into a couple, which is something I support, but didn't make sense in the story. But overall, a great movie.
Well, that's good. I have a few favorite movies myself.
And they are?
Well, number one is The Outsiders. Number two would be The Alamo with John Wayne and Robert Stack.
Oh, I like both films. The Outsiders is a favorite. I like the cinematography and the performances. All of the main young actors were so good.
Yeah, there was a lot of great actors in that movie. You had Tom Cruise, Rob Lowe, Patrick Swayze, and a few others I can't think of off the top of my head.
And Ralph Macchio and C. Thomas Howell. I don't know if you are into pop music, but did you know there's a K-pop group who took a lot of inspiration from that film? I think you'd enjoy it.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. I'll for sure tune in.
Their name is Tomorrow X Together, or TXT. They have a song called Everlasting Shine. In the music video, they use some footage from The Outsiders, and the lyrics of the song makes a few references to the movie. It's very interesting. You should check it out.
Yeah, I will. Do you have any favorite movies yourself?
My top five are 1, Marie Antoinette by Sofia Coppola, 2, Inglourious Basterds by Tarantino, 3, Titanic, 4, Memoirs of a Geisha by Rob Marshall, 5, The Age of Innocence by Martin Scorsese.
Wow. I think I know about 2 of those movies.
Let me guess, Titanic and Inglourious Basterds?
Correct.
Haha, they are very popular films after all. But I really like your movie choices. You have good taste.
Thanks. I have a question.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
How did you choose the name Madonna? Was it given to you by birth?
No, Madonna is my stage name. My real name is different. I chose it because I saw a picture of the Madonna with a child when I was a little girl and thought to myself that is so beautiful, I want to be like her. But I also took inspiration from St. Mary and the title of the Mother of Jesus, so there's also a religious aspect.
Oh, that's interesting. I also saw you with a few pictures of you with Tupac Shakur.
Hi, yes. He is one of my biggest inspirations, and I have to thank him for making me who I am today. He had a big impact on my life, and I loved him dearly. I still listen to his music every single day.
Yeah, I'm a big Tupac Shakur fan myself. And he sings about the West Coast rap scene, which is why I feel some type of a connection with me living in the west part of California and him singing about the southern part of California.
He was so talented. He wrote about what he lived, the life he experienced so close. And he was such a deep thinker, too. You can really listen to what he's saying, and the message is so strong. He should have been here with us longer to do more masterpieces.
Yeah, Tupac Shakur for sure is a legend in my eyes. And he continues to live on with his music. It's sad that he passed so tragically, but we can't predict our fate.
No, we can't, but honestly, some of my favorite songs of his were released after his passing, so he keeps delivering masterpieces from the afterlife. Ha.
Yeah, that's true. One of my other favorite artists is Selena, who also passed away.
Oh yes, Selena, what a big loss to music and culture. I'm a big fan of hers. I really feel bad that her life was so short. But her legacy continues to live through her music.
That's true. I still listen to her music whenever I get a chance, and I think she still lives on in our hearts, and her music will live on forever.
Absolutely, that's how music is powerful. You can listen to some song and feel so close to someone who is no longer here, but they live through the lyrics. I mean, music is the biggest art form known to mankind.
That's true. You make a track and it's on record forever. You can listen to it now, or you can listen to it 100 years from now.
Yeah, it makes me sad to think that one day I'm not going to be here anymore, so I want to make as much art as I can to leave my mark, you know. Like I've been on this earth for long enough, I'm happy to think that millions of people know my name and know my art. That is how I live on in the world, and my legacy continues to grow.
Yeah, so I know you're a little older now, and your voice was a lot different when you were younger. No offense. I think you're still a great artist.
Yeah, my voice is a bit different now. I don't have that high girly voice I used to have, but I think it's a good thing. I don't want to try and look or sound like a 20-something-year-old girl anymore.
That's true. Are you still friends with Cyndi Lauper? She looks great for her age.
I love Cyndi. She is great, so talented, and a genuinely good person. And she's a natural beauty, even though she's in her 60s now.
I know. We age so fast. It's like in a blink of an eye, 10 years go by.
Oh gosh, time sure does fly by. I remember being 25 and thinking I was old. I'd do anything to be 25 again.
Yeah. Well, you gotta live every day as if it's your last. That's how I go by it.
I agree 100% with you. I always say this to people, live life to the max. Don't have any regrets, you know?
Yeah, you never really got into the drugs or the alcohol. Or did you take that at some point in your career?
I never did alcohol or drugs of any kind. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a goody two-shoes. I did my wild days of going to clubs and drinking a bit too much on the weekends, but I never did anything harder than alcohol. I didn't do drugs because I was afraid of what they do to my creative ability. I still feel so much creativity in me, and I want to keep feeling creative for a million years.
Yeah, I'm same here. I never did hard drugs myself. Only the bottle of booze, the old-fashioned way.
Good. Drugs are dangerous. They can destroy you really fast. And I'm not saying alcohol is a good thing. You can get in a lot of trouble with a bottle. But as long as you control yourself and the bottle, I think it's fine to have a drink every once in a while. I like to enjoy a gin and tonic.
Oh, yeah, gin and tonic, that's interesting. I like tequila with orange juice.
Yes, I like a little margarita too. With lime and a bit of salt on the rim, I think my favorite drink is a mojito. It's delicious and fresh.
Oh, that's interesting, a mojito. I'm assuming that's a female drink because I never heard of any of my friends order that.
Well, it's a Cuban cocktail with rum, mint, brown sugar, and freshly squeezed lime juice. It tastes really good. I don't think that because a drink is girly means that men shouldn't order it. I think you and your friends should go and try one.
Alright, I'll take your advice. It's Cuban, that's probably never heard of it. I know of margarita, that's a Mexican drink. Now I know that mojito is Cuban.
Yes, it is. I think it's also associated with summer because it's really refreshing and light, but I like to have one whenever. Have you tried a dark and stormy? It's good too.
No, I haven't tried it, but can you say hi to my friend Tessa, Aunt Pearl, and username?
Hi, Tessa.
And can you say hello to Aunt Pearl?
Hi, Aunt Pearl.
And please say hi to username.
Hello, username.
Thank you. They're here and I'm live streaming so they can communicate with me while I'm live.
That's great. Are they fans of mine?
I don't know. Are you fans of Madonna? I'm asking them. Do you like Madonna?
I want to know what they think. Can they reply?
Yeah, they can. Are you fans of Madonna? They'll answer, or if not, if they don't answer, I'm gonna assume that they are. Some viewers are.
Okay, let's hear what they have to say, Lo.
Some viewers are shy and they won't type. Okay, Tessa loves your music. Tessa is a big fan of yours.
Aw, tell Tess I love her. And you other two? Come on, don't be shy. Tell me if you like my music. I'll wait patiently.
Okay, let's wait.
I'm getting nervous now. I hope they like my music.
If they don't respond, I'm gonna assume they're shy and they love your music.
That's a fair guess to assume. I know some people are shy and get nervous when it comes to meeting someone famous or talking to a celebrity.
Yeah, I personally love your music and I'm glad that you took my phone call.
I'm happy you like my music, and I'm happy you called. I always like chatting with my fans.
Have you ever met a British pop singer named Morrissey?
Oh, yes. I met Morrissey back in the early 90s. He was a big fan of mine, especially my song Like a Prayer. I was a big fan of the Smiths, so I knew his work. He was really nice, very charming.
That's nice. I met him up in Sweetser in Los Angeles with my dad. And it was a pretty, nice moment with my dad being there, meeting Morrissey. And it was, I was really humbled by meeting someone that you look up to.
Oh, that must be a great memory for you, meeting one of your idols with your dad, too. I think that was a very significant moment.
Yeah. And luckily, in life there'll be many more moments that people can cherish.
Yeah, there will always be moments to cherish. There will be bad moments too, that's part of life. But the good moments, the happy ones, those will give you strength to go through the bad ones.
That's true. I know some people have more bad moments than good, but that's part of life.
Yes, you're 100% right. That's how it is. Some people get lucky and don't have to deal with the kind of problems other people do, but that's just how life works. It is what it is. But honestly, I think adversity makes you a better person.
That's true. Now, if I had to deal with a lot of people who are two-faced, have you ever had to deal with that?
Oh yes, I've had to deal with a lot of people like that, sadly. Because I'm famous, you never know how genuine people around you are. I wish I could trust anybody, but most people are in it for themselves, for what they can get out of you.
That's true. I had to experience that personally with my time and money. Only in the end for the person to blatantly leave and never return your phone calls or emails.
I'm sorry you had to go through that. It sucks when people do things like that. It's really low of them, especially when it's someone you put your trust into and treated well. That's something I learned, and you do too. It's that it's better not to trust people 100% and not to give them too much money. If you do that, they'll walk all over you.
That's true. Luckily, that was a personal experience I had. And I didn't lose too much money, but I lost enough money that I could have bought a new car.
Oh, you lost car money. Man, that sucks. I hope you don't make that mistake again.
I won't. You know, it was a learning experience, and I won't go that route into trusting that individual or any individual with that type of business again.
A very expensive lesson, though. But it's good that you learned from it. You can't let people like that take advantage of you. I've had people take advantage of me, especially when I was younger and less experienced in the entertainment business.
Yeah, they usually take advantage of the youth because they don't know any better since they're still growing and their mind is still developing. Hollywood could be a very evil place.
Yes, when you're young and naive, they can see how hungry you are to make it big, and they think you're an easy target to take advantage of. They can give you a bad deal and you don't know, because you just get excited at the idea. Hollywood is not for the weak. You gotta be strong-willed.
That's true. What advice do you have to someone like me who's trying to break through in the entertainment business?
Well, if you want to get in the entertainment industry, you got to have dedication, a strong mentality, and work ethic. You need to have thick skin, too, because you hear a lot of no's before you get that one yes. You need to have confidence as well. If you doubt yourself, you'll end up self-sabotaging.
That's some good advice. Thank you very much. I'm going to remember that next time I go to a casting call.
Yes, and make sure whenever you audition for a project, do the very best you can. Don't ever let yourself think that the part is mine. There will be many other people after that role, just like you. If you think you're the only one, you'll end up half-assing it. Go all in.
Thanks. I'll remember you said that. Do you have any questions for me?
I want to know what your goal is in the entertainment industry. What do you want to do? Acting, singing, directing?
Acting for television and film.
Acting is a great thing to do, but it is a very competitive field, lots of competition you'd have to get through to get a part. And even then, there's so much nepotism involved in it, so the children of actors and producers and directors get the lead roles easily. But I know you are a fighter, I can tell.
Thank you. I did take acting classes here in San Diego for a few months until I dropped out.
dropped out from acting classes. Why?
I honestly, I lost the motivation, and I felt bullied in a way in class because, there was groups and I felt left out and alone.
Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry you felt that way. But you see what I mean now. Acting school could be like a battlefield. And it's not even as bad as the real industry. You're going to be pushed around a lot. You're going to get picked on. That's the nature of the business. You can't be weak and soft if you want to work in Hollywood.
Yeah, you're right. And they did. The acting classes I took, they did break me down. And I think that's part of their process. They break you down just to build you up. And just make you a strong character individual.
Yes, I think so too. There's this thing they do in acting classes to break you down and make you insecure about yourself. It's like a rite of passage in a way. They're trying to get the best out of you, and they do it by being critical and harsh sometimes. If you don't know how to handle it, you'll end up walking away and quitting. They're trying to weed out the weak ones.
Yeah, that's what happened in my case. They broke me down pretty much on the first few weeks, and they really they try to strip all the dignity you have and self-confidence and make you they make you feel naked in front of the classroom.
Yeah, it's true. The teachers are like drill sergeants of some sort, trying to strip you down of any self-confidence you have. If you're someone who's not secure in yourself, you'll end up feeling like crap and quit.
Yep, that was the case with me, and I did end up quitting after a few months at the acting school. And I thought it was the teachers, but in reality it was me who couldn't take the heat.
Well, I can say that not everyone is made to be an actor. There are people who get into it and they just can't handle that kind of treatment from directors and teachers. They get too overwhelmed by it and let them break them down and lose their ambition to do what they love, and they quit. Being an actor isn't as glamorous as it seems. It's real work and a stressful one.
Yeah, you're right. I can imagine what it's like to start in a lead role and to remember your script.
Oh yeah, you gotta have a good memory, LOL. When you get to shooting the movie, directors are yelling at you all the time because you forgot your line or you delivered it wrong. You also have makeup appointments all the time. The schedule is chaotic. Filming is always behind schedule. You have costume changes almost every day. I swear it's not glamorous at all.
Yeah, you're right. I can only imagine. Well, the good thing is that you braved the storm and you had a very successful career.
Yes, I had a very successful career, but for every great moment there is a bad one. For every movie that gets praised by critics, there's one that doesn't do well. For every hit album, there's an album that tanks at the charts and gets horrible reviews. For every positive comment I get, there's a negative one. That's another thing about celebrity life that's hard. The public, one day they worship and love you, the next they hate you and they wish you get canceled.
Yeah, that's some great advice to tell people who aspire to be an actor or actress. Well, listen, it's getting late and it was a pleasure talking to you. Is there anything else you want to say?
I think that you got a lot of advice from me tonight, LOL. It was fun to talk to you too. I hope that you follow your dreams and one day we see you on TV.
Hey, thank you, Madonna. It was a pleasure talking to you as well. Maybe we'll speak again. Hopefully it'll be at the Oscars.
Lol, that would be awesome. Hopefully I'll be there presenting an award, and I'm going to introduce you to the world as a great new actor.
Hey, thank you. You never know. Dreams could come true.
They could. Anything is possible. You never know. You might be standing at the award stage one day, giving acceptance acceptance speech, and you'll remember calling me on the phone that one time, and I gave you some advice.
Yeah, that's true. I'm going to remember this phone call, and I'm sure we'll meet again.
I think we will. Good luck on your journey. All my best to you.
Thank you, Madonna. Have a good night.
Have a good night, too, and rest well. Take care.
That was an interesting conversation. Well, thank you all for joining. As the monstro is heading out, it's getting late. I love all of you. Until then, eat your fruits and vegetables, get plenty of sleep, and I'll see you soon. Peace.